Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. MC-Mura here, and in today's video we're gonna check out the balance changes for FANG in the final update of Street Fighter V. And FANG got a lot of changes, so let's go through with them. The first one is a really good one actually. The second hit of standing medium punch can be V-triggered or critical art cancelled. This is good obviously because it gives you like hit confirm into EV trigger. Activate, you see the hit, you activate, and on block you can just not activate if you want, and the move is safe. So yeah, that is a pretty good route. Like I said, CA and V trigger cancel off of that. For a character like FANG, this is great, and the move actually have a lot of range as well, so this was giving him some decent range for a hit confirm. So this is a very good buff. Standing heavy punch increase the knockback time on a mid-air crush counter. So what this means is when you happen to hit the opponent and the hit land as a crush counter, they are gonna be in a juggle state in the air for longer. It's precisely for these sort of situations. You will likely get this like if the opponent tries to backdash out of your pressure maybe. So here like you get a guaranteed sweep and you will get the 2 hits, and that actually plays into the next change. It is to his crouching heavy kick. This one is somewhat significant actually because they changed the first hit to be like a knockdown if it happened to hit in the air, right? And this is just to make this effect happen where you get the juggle state, and obviously they adjusted the move so that you will get this juggle to hit. So that is pretty great, and you get the 2 hits as well. That is significant, right? So when you happen to land this, bam bam, you're getting the 2 hits. That is pretty great. They also buffed his crouching light punch, and this one is significant as well because FANG used to be able to do crouching light punch into light punch Sotuja or like the dash punch, and that was one of his main defensive tools, but now they made it +4 on hit instead of +3, and this have really good implications. First of all, now he can link a crouching light punch into standing light punch, and on the third hit here he's gonna get the +7, so you go from crouching light punch, standing light punch, crouching to standing +7, so you get the heavy and you get the heavy Sotuja. So it's giving him a very easy way of comboing into the heavy punch and then the heavy Sotuja. The third jab will pretty much auto time itself as a meaty. That is great for him. And what's good about this is that on a counter hit here, he can link a standing medium kick, right? So that is pretty great for him. It should buff his defensive capabilities by quite a bit. The other change is the down forward heavy punch. They changed it so that if it happened to hit airborne opponent, it will like knock them down. This is sort of like the same deal here, where like you happen to hit someone, right? This should knock them down, which is, you know, that's alright. It's not that big of a deal. Next up is a change to EX Niche Q. Niche Q is the up balls. Now it knocks them down in the air for longer. This should allow him to get a better juggle on this. Obviously this will knock down like in a V-trigger 2 especially, like in this sort of situation. So the follow-up here should be easier and you should get better follow-up, so that is good. Now what's really nice is that they also made it so that you can V-trigger cancel the EX fireball, right? So you can now activate off of this. They are giving him more ways to activate. I still suspect that most FANG players will still activate from sweep because this honestly is a great activation for FANG. So that is what I expect, but they are giving him more ways of using it. And also the V-trigger 2 versions, I mean, they extended the explosion upwards, so it should be more consistent in combos, and that is great. Now they did change his light punch Sotuja, and this is a significant change actually. They made it +5 on hit, and obviously you don't really get to do much with this one, but because you're +5, you pretty much get to move before the opponent. Obviously it doesn't knock down, right? So it's not gonna knock down, but you will get the advantage here, so you get to press your turn, right? So like let's say I did a combo into light punch dash punch or light punch Sotuja, I get to press my medium. If the opponent try to do something, well, they will lose, or like maybe I will go for my like heavy punch crush counter, and if they try to press something, they will lose. I think this is good because this move being +0 on hit, especially since that it's like the separation is kinda big, was a little bit too ridiculous in my opinion. And they also made it so that EX Sotuja is V trigger 1 cancelable, right? This is obviously good for him as well. They're trying again to give him many ways to combo into V trigger, and this also applied to the EX Ryubenda. So, that's these are some decent change. They also did change his flight and made the recovery on whiff less, so like when you land, he recovers faster. This is a good change for him. I think Ibuki got the same change as well. This move, I do think, is honestly pretty obnoxious. So I am kind of surprised that they buffed it, but most FANG players will likely use it and then like do a button on landing. It's very unlikely that a FANG player will just empty it. So I don't know, but it's a buff nonetheless. And finally, they did buff the V trigger, the V skill 2, and as a buffs to V skill 2 is a shorter recovery and more frame advantage on hit. So for example, now when you land it, you're gonna be +6, so that is pretty great, right? It's a parry obviously, so now he add a +6, so you get to press your advantage. You can't really do much here except if you happen to V-trigger cancel. Like now you can V-trigger cancel this and get a follow-up here, so that is not terribly bad. The changes to FANG are not dramatic. Like I think the only situations that got really better is the like the standing heavy punch if you happen to catch a backdash so that you can get better follow-ups. Other than that, most of it are quality of life. The change to his crouching light punch is also pretty important. Activation into EX, I honestly don't think are that big of a deal for him, because Fang's V-Trigger 1 is not really like a mix-up V-Trigger, right? It's a very passive type of V-Trigger, and most Fang players like it because of the activation, that you can now check out for stick with a low like that and get the like the pressure going, right? So I doubt that many of them will be spending bars to get it. At least, so for me, maybe like the cancels from the Nikishiu, Sotuja, and Ryubenda are not really that important. At least that's how I see it, but obviously we'll have to wait and see on that one. If you have enjoyed this video, please leave a like or a comment, it helps the channel so much. I will be leaving a link to the Patreon, Discord, Twitter, and Twitch pages in the description below. Thank you very much for watching and stay safe.